Hey guys, and welcome back to Anzo. My name is Anzo, and you're watching the Anzo channel. So today we're going to be talking about Trevor's story, and if the Yankees should actually make a move where it could be an affordable price and deal for them. Who knows if they're going to do it? I'm going to give you my take on it and give you some info on Trevor's story. But before I get into that, today is Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving. I am so grateful for each and every single one of you that watch this video now or in the future. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And if you could like this video, subscribe. I do daily baseball content, mainly focusing on the Yankees right now. So stay tuned and let's get started on this video. So Trevor's story, he was a part of the Colorado Rockies where he started his career. And the Yankees actually tried to make a trade deadline acquisition, but they couldn't. Nothing worked out. They got kind of discouraged based on how much Colorado was actually asking for. And that makes no sense to me because Colorado they had no chance of winning, first off. And they just kept on keeping him. And they didn't even trade him for anything, not even a Luke Voit or just something that they can hold on to, because everyone knows Colorado isn't gonna win anytime soon. Their management is horrible, and I think that definitely Trevor Story hated that and wanted to get out, wanted to go to the Yankees or really any other team to be dealt, and he should have, but he wasn't. So I heard reports that the Yankees felt kind of soured over the acquisition or trying to get Trevor Story, and that they kind of just left the negotiation with Colorado and left it at that. So I don't know if that's going to leave a bad taste for Brian Cashman to try to talk to Story and try to make a deal. Again, it was just all Colorado that was making this into a big situation where they could have just easily gotten at least some prospects from the Yankees and made a deal. But it didn't happen, so he is currently a free agent, and the Yankees have the option of being able to pick him up. Now, will the Yankees do it? Let's look at his stats a little bit more, and let's see what he's about. He hit about 24 home runs. He hit 251 last season, and his career batting average is 272. He's pretty consistent. Not too many injuries or anything that crazy that's kept him off the field, so that's a good thing when it comes to the Yankees. There's always someone hurt. His career year was in 2018. He hit about 37 home runs. He's an all-star, two-time all-star, two-time silver slugger. Right now, he's 29 years old, and he has some speed. He stole about 20 bags this past season. So we're talking about a decent player, someone that I'm sure a lot of teams are sleeping on right now. And a lot of teams are actually also, because everyone's focused on Carlos Correa, because everyone's focused on Seager and all these other players in this class of free agents in the shortstop market, Story could come under the radar as an underdog, and some team can come in and sweep him up, because really, he's a good player. Looking at his stats, looking at everything, I mean, we could talk about his defense. His defense was also decent. I mean, he did 14 errors. The percentage-wide fielding is 975 out of 1,000. So he's a decent player. Definitely a step up from Gleyber Torres when he was at short. Or really, if we're not going to get Correa, if we're not going to get Seager, then I would say Story would be a good fit. If we're looking at the stats of his offensive, and if we're looking at the defense. And so he could be a solid option. And also, I mean, he's projected to hit 27 home runs. Again, I don't see him hitting that close to 40 home runs anymore, but he's projected to hit 27 next year, 20 stolen bases again, and 88 RBIs. A lot of people like to talk about the Coors Field effect, where, you know, the balls will fly out even more because of the altitude and all that stuff. And so will Trevor Story's numbers change? Will it kind of, go down? I mean, that's the risk. But the Yankees did take that risk with DJ LeMahieu, and look how that turned out. I mean, at least for a solid year, we had some really, really, really good numbers. when it came offensively. Obviously, DJ kind of had a off year because of injuries and stuff like that. But coming from Coors Field, from Colorado, I mean, Trevor Story could do the same thing like DJ and actually hit pretty well outside of that stadium. And so I don't really look too much into that. But I feel like the Yankees have a good chance to get him if they want him. The Rangers are also after him. The Tigers are also after him. Mariners. You got, who else? The Phillies, the Astros possibly. I mean, the Astros are going to be losing Carlos Correa most likely unless they do a Verlander sweep under the rug. Hey, we'll give you whatever money. Here you go. But I doubt that when it comes to Correa. So the Astros are going to be looking. The Phillies are definitely going to be looking. I mean, Didi is on the downfall, down elevator. I don't know how you want to say it, but he's not on the rise and he's going down. So there's a lot of teams that need to fill these voids, and not everyone can get a Correa. Not everyone can afford that. So I think definitely he has also said, Trevor Story has also said that wherever he plays, he also wants to be close to home. So I'm going to pull up this quote right here that he said. I've always said that winning is at the top for me, and the culture and environment. Obviously, geographically, there are a bunch of different things that go into it. A lot of those that we will hold close to our vest. So definitely Trevor Story is from Texas. Who knows if the Rangers could be a good fit. The Astros could be a good fit. But he's also looking to win. He wants to win. And so what team can give him that best option? Not the Rangers. Astros could possibly. But it could be the New York Yankees for sure. I mean, obviously you got the Tigers and all these other teams that are looking to try to make an attempt. But for sure, as we all know, the Yankees are always in the playoffs. They always have a chance every year. So Trevor Story would fit really well in the Yankee system. And how much is he asking for? How much exactly does he want? So it's projected that he's going to want at least 140, 150 million in total within the span of either 5 or 6 years. So we're talking about at least $30 million a year. I don't know. Would you guys give Trevor Story $30 million a year for 5-6 years? Is that something that you guys would do if, let's say, you were Brian Cashman, if you were the Yankees owner, or one of these other teams? Would you give Trevor Story that money? I don't know. My opinion is, if we don't get Correa, if we don't get Seager, I would say we have to get a shortstop. I mean, if we don't get Simeon, if we don't do anything, if the Yankees sleep this offseason when all these shortstops are ready to sign and Trevor Story is still available, I would say he's a good option. I mean, whether you want to give him a 1-year deal just so that he can bounce back up, kind of get his feet stabilized in his offense numbers, since he kind of came from an off year-ish, that could be an option too. Simeon did that, and look where he's at now. He hit over 40 home runs, something crazy, and now he's going to get a good payday. So who knows if Trevor Story might do that, might sign for a 1-year, $20 million, $25 million deal, or a 2-year with the second year being an option. Who knows? But that could be an option. And if that is, maybe the Yankees might sweep in and take that. Because I kind of hate to admit it, but the Yankees have been kind of, not the Yankees that we know of from years past where they just spend crazy money. But are the Yankees going to spend it? If they do, hopefully they get Correa. If you guys seen my other videos, you know that I want Carlos Correa to be on the Yankees. But if they don't, Trevor Story, hey, I mean, it could work. He'll be a righty. He's not the lefty we're looking for, but also Carlos Correa isn't a lefty either. It could be a great stop guy. I mean, I don't know how open he is to moving to third base if, let's say, Volpe or any of these other shortstops, Peraza, comes up and actually kills it in the majors. So it could be one of those guys. But the Yankees, I'm sure they're doing their due diligence and looking into it. But if you were to ask me, I would say yes. If as a plan, I would say plan C. Sign Carlos Correa as plan A. Yes. But maybe Trevor Story as plan C or B. I mean, I don't really like Seager, but let's say plan B or C. That could be an option, you know? So that will wrap up the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate the views lately and the comments. I love the comments. I love seeing what you guys think. So please comment below. Let me know what you think. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. This is all an opinion. Let me know what you guys think, because usually you guys have the best takes on all of this stuff. So let me know in the comments below if you think the Yankees should sign Trevor Story, or should they let him walk to the Astros or any other team that's out there in need of a shortstop. And is Trevor Story on top of your list? He's on like the third on my list. So thank you guys for watching. Have a great Thanksgiving. And as always, this was Anzo. You're watching Anzo. And I'll see you guys soon.